2025 is done, and I am not going to be able to concentrate with these guys in the background. Okay, that's more like it. 2025 is done, and it was a really great year for movies, which is what I say every year because even though I'm a tough critic, I almost never feel like a movie was a waste of my time. But I realize not everyone thinks that way. So for you guys, I only want to recommend the best. This year, I saw 37 new movies, and here are the 7 that I want to tell you about.
That's why I was going for a 70s vibe.
That's a cool decade. Yeah.
Very cool. A lot of good music. A lot of good music.
A lot of good music. Yeah, economically, could have been better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of people have said this is a 2-hour I think you should leave sketch, but that's not really true. Sure, it has absurd, awkward, and outrageous style of comedy that Tim Robinson is known for, and you never quite know where it's heading, but the story itself is much more grounded and has some surprising dramatic depth. Robinson plays Craig Waterman, a father and a husband who, although socially awkward, basically has his life together. He just doesn't have a lot of friends. So when the cool neighbor Austin shows some interest in him, it's a pretty big deal. Craig may not always behave like a real person, someone we could meet in real life, but the movie is full of real-life observations about marriage, work, and of course, friendship. It's very funny, but what makes it memorable is the story underneath. Friendship had a lot more to say than I expected, and that's why it became one of my favorites of the year.
Where's JP sitting?
Currently running P14.
All right, here we go now.
Okay, this is kind of a stupid title, and it annoys me that you have to say F1, the movie, if you want someone to know exactly what you're talking about. But hey, the marketing worked. This was one of the biggest movies of the year, and I love when a blockbuster actually delivers. I went in knowing almost nothing other than that the Top Gun Maverick director was making an F1 movie starring Brad Pitt. That's all I needed. I had some doubts about how exciting GoPro-style racing footage would look, since that's basically what F1 already does, but those doubts were totally unfounded. Every race is incredible, the cinematography is excellent, and the editing clearly explains what's happening, seamlessly dropping bits of exposition so you can follow the rules of Formula One. I don't know if this will land the same for people who watch it at home, but hey, that's why you gotta go to the theaters, especially for a movie like this.
Threatening you right now.
Up the wrong tree,
Oh,
okay?
you know what? This whole victim persona that you're taking on, it might have the police fooled, it might have...
Speaking of movies that play great in theaters, Weapons was the most fun I had all year. It's a mystery thriller about a suburb where all the kids from the same 3rd grade class go missing on the same night. Many of them caught on doorbell cameras running away like this. There's a real horror element, even if it's not a full-on horror movie, and it's also very funny. The result is a perfect cocktail for audience reaction, and there was a great energy in my packed theater. The story uses a clever structure, telling the plot from 6-7 different perspectives and spending about 20 minutes with each character. It's a memorable way to tell the story, and I'm excited to see how it plays on a rewatch. Director Zach Kreger is now 2 for 2 in my book between this and Barbarian, and I can't wait to see whatever he does next. Honestly, there was no world in which I didn't love this movie. I had high expectations when this movie was announced, but I was absolutely sold when the marketing went into overdrive. The memes and ads are lodged in my brain almost as much as the movie itself. Thankfully, the movie is actually great. I'm a huge Timothée Chalamet fan, and he gives a signature performance that is sure to win him the Oscar for Best Actor. Marty Supreme is about way more than ping pong. Sorry, table tennis. And the plot constantly goes places you don't expect, sometimes pushing the edge of plausibility. You could compare it to Wolf of Wall Street, Whiplash, or Catch Me If You Can, but the movie it reminded me of most was my favorite from last year, Anora. The chaos that surrounds and follows people who make bad decisions in pursuit of a dream, a better life, that's what Anora and Marty Supreme are all about. Go check this one out.
Run! Go! Fucking go!
the only movie I saw in theaters twice. This is a sequel to 28 Weeks Later, which I haven't seen, which is a sequel to 28 Days Later, which I have seen and really like. The zombie apocalypse has been contained to Great Britain, but there's a small, uncontaminated village near the mainland that occasionally sends people out on missions. The main character, Spike, played by Alfie Williams, is fantastic. He doesn't necessarily carry the movie since he shares scenes with Aaron Taylor Johnson, Jodie Comer, and another actor I won't spoil, but he's in every part of it, and if he wasn't this good, the movie wouldn't work. The story has a well-defined 3-act structure, with each section standing on its own while reflecting the others. It's a thoughtful exploration about parenting, violence, life, and of course, death. The fact that it does all of that with great tension, excellent cinematography, and thrilling zombie kills is what made it one of the best movies of the year.
Look, Joe, 6 feet.
I can't believe I almost skipped this one. It's directed by Ari Aster, and while I've seen Hereditary and Midsommar, neither really worked for me. I even skipped his last movie, Beau is Afraid. But Eddington really surprised me. Set in 2020 during the pandemic and protests of that summer, it could have felt dated, but instead, it feels disturbingly relevant. Its takes on social media, conspiracy, violence, and the sheer animosity Americans have for each other, well, sadly, those are going to age pretty well, I think. That's heavy material, but the movie has a great sense of humor to balance it out. There are plenty of big names, but Joaquin Phoenix is the standout. He creates a real character and gives one of my favorite performances of the year. The movie is a bit messy, and it bites off more than it can chew, but just like Civil War last year, it's trying to speak to our current moment. It doesn't do that perfectly, but it's bold and very entertaining, so I can respect its attempt to go even further.
Give me a gun!
Like Marty Supreme, I was primed to love this before I even saw it. I watched the trailer obsessively. Sometimes I'd even play it in the car just to listen to it. The trailer. If I haven't said it before, I'll say it now. Craftsmanship goes a long way with me. And the director, Paul Thomas Anderson, PTA, he's a master craftsman. Everything here feels intentional. It's not perfect, but it's exactly what PTA wanted it to be. The movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long, but it moves like it's weightless. The pacing is incredible. Leo is great and gets most of the funniest lines, aside from Sean Penn, and even though he's kind of doing Rick Dalton again, he is extremely good at playing a lovable buffoon. There's been a lot of praise and criticism about this movie's politics, but I think that's all overstated. At its core, this is a story about a father and a daughter and the generational divide between them. That's timeless, and that's why I think we're going to be talking about this movie for a long time. And that was the year in movies. Thanks for watching this video. Please give it a like, and while you're at it, might as well subscribe to my channel. But before you go, please leave a comment and let me know what your favorite movie was from 2025.